How to start investing in your late 20s. Hey, it's Linus here. In this video, I'll be sharing with you an exact step-by-step guide on how you can get started investing in the stock market in your late 20s. In this video, I won't be sharing with you the investing strategies. If you want to discover the investing strategies, you can check them out in my playlist over here. But in this video, I want to focus more on the exact steps and things that you need to pay attention to so that you can get started investing in the stock market right away. So who is this video for? This video is for people who are in their late 20s, so anywhere between 26 to 29 years old. But it's not just any 26 to 29-year-olds. They also have to have an income and some savings. And I'll be explaining why I included this criteria later on in the video. So if you're in your late 20s, you probably have some friends who already started investing in the stock market. But you don't have to feel FOMO, because the best time to start investing was 20 years ago. The second best time is to start investing now. And by watching this video, you have already taken the first step in your investing journey. So before you start out investing in the stock market, you have to have a clear and realistic expectations about the stock market. Because of all the glitz and glamour we see on social media, most people start out investing in the stock market with unrealistic and lofty expectations about the stock market. They believe that investing in the stock market is easy money, and they believe that the returns that they can generate will fully replace their income right from the start. And having this kind of unrealistic and lofty expectation is the quickest way to derail your investment journey. While the end goal for investing in the stock market for some of you might be generating returns enough to fully replace your income, it is unlikely to replace your income from your full-time job, especially right from the start. And if you are just starting on the stock market, a good point of reference on the kind of returns that you can expect to generate from the stock market on average is the overall stock market. So for example, if you are investing in the US stock market or in US stocks, a good point of reference is the S&P 500. So what is the S&P 500? The S&P 500 is an index which tracks the overall US stock market. So if you're investing in the US stock market or in US stocks, a good point of reference can be the average annual returns of the S&P 500. And if you take a look at this article over here, according to historical records, the average annual return of the S&P 500 since its inception in 1926 through 2018 is approximately 10 to 11%. But take note that this is just the average. On certain years, the returns on the S&P 500 can be more than 10 to 11%, and for other years, it might be below 10 to 11%. So what we are seeing for this 10 to 11% is just the average annual returns for the S&P 500 over time. So the average annual returns of the overall stock market can be a rough estimate on the kind of returns that you can expect to generate from the stock market. So once you have set a clear and realistic expectation, the next thing is how much to start investing in the stock market. So before you start investing in the stock market, you want to have at least 3 to 6 months in savings. And if you remember at the start of the video on who this video is for, I mentioned two criteria, right? So the first one is for people who are between the ages of 26 to 29, so in their late 20s. The second criteria is for the individual to have an income and some savings. And the reason why I included the second criteria is because we do not want to invest money that we cannot afford to lose. And by having at least 3 to 6 months in savings, we have enough buffer in the event that something unexpected happens. So with this buffer of around 3 to 6 months in savings, any additional amount of money that we have can be used to invest in the stock market. So while many brokers nowadays do not require a minimum amount to start investing in the stock market with them, you still want to have at least 3 to 6 months in saving because you only want to invest in money that you can afford to lose. So once you have set aside at least 3 to 6 months in saving, the next step is how to buy stocks. So to buy and sell stocks, you need to do it through a broker. So when you're finding a broker, you want to find one that suits you. I have a playlist over here sharing my review on some brokers, so you can check that out. So some things that you want to consider when you're finding a broker is the amount of transaction fee that a broker charges, whether there are any platform fees, and the track record of the broker. So you have to find a broker in order for you to buy and sell stocks. And once you find a broker that suits you, the next step is what stocks to buy. There are a few types of stocks that you can buy. The first one is blue chip stocks. So blue chip stocks are stocks of companies who are more well established and who have been operating for quite a while now. These are stocks of companies whose products and services we use on a daily basis. So some examples include Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, P&G, and Coca-Cola. These blue chip stocks tend to be more steady and less volatile. Furthermore, many of these companies also pay dividends to their investors. So those are blue chip stocks. The second type of stocks is growth stocks. So these stocks are stocks of companies who haven't been around as long as blue chip companies. These growth companies tend to be younger and also have a higher growth potential compared to blue chip stocks. Growth stocks can offer potentially greater returns than blue chip stocks. But with that, there also comes the downside. So growth stocks are more volatile than blue chip stocks. So even though that these stocks can rise up quite drastically in a short period of time, it can also fall just as drastically. So those are growth stocks. The next one are ETFs. ETFs are index that tracks commodities, sectors and industry, or the overall stock market, and so on and so forth. So if you do not know how to pick individual stocks, you can choose to buy an ETF instead. So you can buy an ETF just like you buy a stock. But instead of buying an individual company, by buying an ETF, you can buy a basket of companies. So here are some examples of the different types of ETFs. So you have your stock index ETFs. So these ETFs are indexes that tracks the overall stock market. And we have the sector and industry ETFs, geographical ETFs, leverage ETFs, inverse and short ETFs, commodity ETFs, and currency ETFs. So as you can see, you have ETFs for almost everything. So that's for ETFs. The next one are REITs. So REITs are known as real estate investment trusts. So these are companies who own, operate, or manage real estates. These companies invest in real estate, and this rental income are distributed to its shareholders in the form of dividends. So in this video, you learn the exact step-by-step process on how to get started investing in the stock market. So the first thing that we talk about is having the right kind of expectation when we are starting out investing in the stock market. Because having all sorts of lofty and unrealistic expectation is the quickest way to derail our investment journey right from the start. And after that, we talk about how much money do we need to get started in the stock market. And we talk about having at least 3 to 6 months of savings before we start investing in the stock market. The reason we want to do that is because we only want to invest money that we can lose in the stock market. So therefore, before we even put money into the stock market, we want to set at least some money aside for our savings. So that's the second thing. The next one is how do we buy stocks and sell stocks. So we learned that to buy and sell stocks, we need to choose a right broker. We learned that in order for us to buy and sell stocks, we have to do it through a broker. And we want to find a broker that suits us, and some of the things that we can consider when choosing our broker are the transaction fees that they charge, the platform fees if any, and their operating history or track record. And after that, we took a look at some of the different types of stocks that we can buy in the stock market. So some of these stocks include blue chip stocks, growth stocks, ETFs, and REITs. And there you have it, the exact step-by-step guide on how you can start investing in the stock market. If you have any other questions, do leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to reply all of them. Hopefully you have enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you did, smash that like button because it really helps the channel grow and allow me to produce more content such as this. And if you are new to this channel and haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this channel because each week I release new videos about investing, trading, and the stock market. And if you are just starting on the stock market, I believe that these videos can go a long way in helping your investing and trading journey. So I'll see you in those other videos to your financial success.